Can you say anything nice about Florida?
Yeah, I like to stay, but I don't want to be this way. Because I'm going to bet with Tennessee each and every day.
Wow, that was good.
And you can't say 10 without the E-N.
Hey everyone, it's Lucy. I'm in the swamp right now. They call it the swamp because it's swampy as hell. I smell terrible, but I had a really good time. I went to a frat party. It was an okay football game. I saw a lot of cool traditions. And now I would really like to go to a football game, college football game, that's not in the state of Florida, please.
What the is a volunteer? Someone tell me what a volunteer is.
Didn't it smell bad, maybe? I'm not quite sure what a volunteer is.
We have a long day of tailgating. Can you just take me through the fit right now?
All right, listen, we're from Tennessee, and so Tennessee does these stupid bibs, and so I thought might as well do the Gator bibs.
I've worn these every single time we've won, and we like literally, if I don't wear these, we lose. I didn't wear these for the South Carolina game, that's why we lost.
Well, I'm not an FSU fan at all, but I have to almost say the worst fan base might be UCF.
Whoa, I wasn't ready for that one. What is the feeling you get in your stomach when you hear Rocky Top?
I severely want to throw up.
Rocky Top, you'll always be home sweet home to me.
I know this part. Did you watch the Swamp Kings documentary?
Absolutely.
What did you think of it?
Awesome. Go Gators.
I wanted to see all the killing, murdering.
For so long,
They left out too much. They got to put more in it. They got to run it back.
Who would you guys say is the most overrated team in college football this year?
Honestly, Penn State. Penn State didn't prove anything.
Nerdums for bums.
Sorry, Jess. Wow.
Maybe Miami?
Yeah. We're gonna say Miami. You watched the Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz.
No. God damn, you just watched it.
Yeah, of course. ESPN, right? Yeah.
Not anymore, but yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Every week, I love Dan Le Batard.
Dan Le Batard and Stugotz.
Sure, Stugotz.
Okay.
We love you, Shu.
That's close.
She's the Iowa fan, yeah.
Ugh, I kind of hate that reputation, the Iowa fan. That's kind of rough. Do you guys think Nick Saban is washed?
No, everybody should lose to Texas.
Is he cooked? Is he done?
Oh, yeah. Did you not see all the cigars after our game? After we won? After we smoked their ass?
Check the Iowa score, though. So I was like, yeah, need some alcohol here. And look what I found. Miller Lite. Do you know it's only 96 calories?
Hi, they want us to take the mic. This is Gator fan here.
I didn't want her to take the mic. My dad's ex-girlfriend is a Tennessee fan. Do you guys know her?
Yeah, she's my ex-wife's stepmom. So
Yeah, they used to call her 3 Dick.
there you go.
When we were hanging out in Tennessee.
Who's your favorite person on the show? You. That's the right answer.
Dan?
Damn it.
Dan. I like Dan. Dan. My name's Dan, so gotta go Dan.
You're the best on the show.
Yes.
Dan, 100%.
Why would you not say Dan?
Yeah,
I don't know, because I'm on the show. And
Stugotz. Well, Stu just got it by the balls because that's a great name.
Dan.
Wrong answer. Me.
Now, what are your dreams and aspirations?
I really want Dan to like this video.
Dan, you better go ahead and like that video, and we should also work on your dependency. It sounds like, Dan, she's dependent on you.
Hey, we're saying how much we love Lucy.
We love Lucy.
Who is Dan?
Great question.
I was just saying that I don't think I like his last name.
Dan Le Batard.
I wouldn't choose it. Look, Dan, if you're out there, that's what's been given to you, and that's okay.
Lucy said, Stugotz, that you had a fame that alarmed her.
Yeah.
Where were you, Lucy? You said it was a frat house. Stugotz, previously, I think this is the last time that he was on the Gainesville campus, he famously took in a sorority house.
Yeah, that was my wife's, right?
Mm-hmm.
They knew him at AE Pi. Mm-hmm. We walked in and someone saw the mic and was like, oh my God, Stugotz was here last year. I met him.
I partied there last year. Now, that was a couple of years ago, Dan. I went to UF. I went into my wife's old sorority house, and I had to use the bathroom, and I cleared the entire house out. I did do that. But last year, I went to that exact fraternity, and I don't want to say I partied with those kids, but man, did we have a good time.
They were fun.
Yes.
I had a good time.
They start early.
Yeah, I told myself I would never go back in a frat house again. That lasted like 2 years.
Where are you going next? Do you know where you are going to be sent as a correspondent?
I do. So Game Time, use code DLB, is sending me to Iowa Penn State this weekend. I'm so excited.
Wow.
I'm going with my dad. I got him the tickets on Game Time as a Father's Day gift because like I told you guys earlier, he's my favorite. So I probably won't be doing fan interviews because he can't operate a camera, but I will have a ton of fun content from Happy Valley. Well, it probably won't be fun if it goes the way I think it's
Fun
going
for
to.
Penn State,
Fun for
yes.
Penn State. It's going to be a lot of fun for them.
Billy, is that something that you would want to attend? Because I found you trying to be a supportive teammate there by saying, wow, but I sense some indifference as an undercurrent in your voice.
That game?
Yeah, what tailgating at that game seemed like something that if I asked you to do it right now on behalf of Meadowlark Media, that would be a misery for you. You would
I'm
not
busy
enjoy
this
that.
week. I can't this weekend. I appreciate the offer. This weekend I can't, but I'm happy that Lucy can do it. It sounds like a great time.
Right, but would you want to do it? Penn State, Iowa, Happy Valley, pregame. It's hard to get to Penn State. I mean,
I wish I could. It's just this. What time is
hard,
the game?
yeah.
What time?
It's at 7:30. It's the
No.
whiteout game.
I wish I can't.
really? You have the whiteout game.
I'm really excited.
That's
like
fun.
top of my college football bucket list.
Right.
Whiteout games less, right? We have every year there's a whiteout game.
Isn't it
Too
every
much.
Iowa game? I
Too
mean,
much.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it is every Iowa
Whiteout.
game.
Billy, I don't believe you at all.
In what sense?
You don't want to go to that game.
Well, I
You would not
can't
want to
this
go to
week.
that
I
game.
can't.
That's
It's
not
at 7. It's
interesting
not
to
a
you.
good-
You
yeah.
wouldn't being around swampy tailgaters. I think you've outgrown it because didn't you claim that you've reached a new level of adulthood?
Oh yeah, I did. I reached a new level of adulthood this weekend. Well, congratulate me now, but I was gonna do it to see if anyone noticed, but I didn't do it. Guys, this weekend I bought a pair of shorts at BJ's.
What's BJ's?
It's like a Costco
Costco
type
Oh my
type
God.
like a
Yeah.
warehouse.
It's a big like discount.
No,
type.
that's a choice.
Congratulations.
No, that's a choice. That is absolutely an age where you're just
They were $12.99. What am I gonna say? No,
you're
are you
shopping
crazy?
for a gallon of cashews and you just see shorts and you're like,
they're begging you to buy them.
Really?
I mean,
I was feeling them up. I'm like, this seems like this is quality
Really?
right.
You are
know what I didn't do though, Dan? I bought the shorts. What I didn't do, and I was told it was a good decision by my wife and my family after the fact. They had those pants that have the zippers that turn into shorts, and I was eyeballing those, and I was like, how much are those? Because that may be something that I need. But I
Billy?
didn't do it.
I need your help here because I need to know if this is cultural or if this is just age. Because I will tell you that the next step of graduation on Cuban dad to granddad is buying shoes at Publix.
I mean,
That's
if the
the
price
next-
is right.
That is
I
the
mean,
next
say.
stage. My father has done that. My father will shop. He'll be at Publix. He's there to buy cashews. Oh, I can upgrade my shoes for $4? Two pairs for $8? That's the next stage that you're headed to. But is that Hispanic dad at BJ's or Costco? Or is that any dad who reaches the age of, I've had certain number of kids, I want to pay $11 for shorts?
I don't think that I would love to pay 11. It was $12.99. If you could find me 11, I'm there. I don't think it's like a
Publix.
dad thing or Hispanic thing. It's a thing of people that want a good deal. And you know what? I think that there's this stigma against buying clothes in certain places like a BJ's or a Costco or Walmart or what have you. And I was going to actually wear these shorts in over the span of like this week. And then I was going to be like, oh, look, I got new shorts, whatever. And then it really Tony was going to be my target because Tony is he finds himself to be the fashion one here, and have him compliment me on the shorts. And then I was going to make the big reveal. I got these at BJ's for $12 so that I could do my part to end this stigma. But I didn't do it because they're a little shorter than I think is appropriate for work.
Put it on the poll, please, Juju, at LeBatard Show. Is there a stigma attached to buying your wardrobe at BJ's? At LeBatard Show. I want to put up on the screen, Stugotz. Danny Kanell is going to take the other side of this. He's going to be anti-fun. He's going to be anti-Deion Sanders. It's a good lane for him.
he's going to be Danny Kanell. is what
Some
you
people
mean,
have
right?
pointed out that Danny Kanell's last pass in the NFL was intercepted by Deion Sanders. I don't know if that is true. I hope it is true.
Please let that be true.
And Danny Kanell said, Piers J. Norvell was spending the week studying film and game planning instead of doing interviews and selling sunglasses. Now, I learned the name, I must admit. I have not known a Colorado State coach since Sonny Lubick. I learned his name because he dared blaspheme against Primetime's mother. And he said his mother raised him better than that when he talks to adults, he wears a hat and sunglasses. I am here to say it's one of the dumbest controversies I have ever seen in my life. Stoked into fire and flame. Fire into
what we do.
Fire into the sky. No, but it's what Deion does.
Yes.
And so you made me pay attention to that villain Jay Norville and his dirty team of 16 penalties. Haven't paid attention to your squad since Sonny Lubick.
Great name.
This guy was made famous by getting close to this fire. And so then after the game, a pretty exciting game, a lot of fun. Danny Kanell is there to hate immediately by just saying, should you storm the field after a win in OT as a 24-point favorite? It was Stugotz's general point that Deion deserves criticism, and his son has gone on to Twitter and said to Danny Kanell, you are a pure hoe. And that's not how I spell hoe. I spell it H-O apostrophe. I thought that's a garden tool. Do I have this wrong? Do I have my spelling incorrect? I
think you have it wrong.
Yes, you are wrong.
That is how we how we spell you are a pure hoe.
A pure hoe. That's my favorite part, the pure.
Not just a hoe.
How do we feel about where it is the discourse in college football has gotten to?
Great.
That basically you've got Floyd Mayweather playing college football. People are rooting for him to win. People are rooting for him to lose, but you're not indifferent. You seem to care about the result. And I am absolutely here for every week being a dumpster fire on social media because Deion Sanders' evolution as a salesman makes it so you say something bad about my mother, I'm going to sell $1 million in sunglasses.
It was really in the first tweet, the imagine that from Kanell. Like, what are you doing there? It's just, that's the part that's just like, it's too snarky. Like, why? Like, what are you doing? Why? He knows exactly. The thing is he knows exactly what he's doing there.
But there are plenty of people rooting against Deion. Like, there will be a backlash to this. Look, man, we hate anything that everyone is celebrating too much. If everyone's having a good time somewhere, there is 20% of an audience that's there to shit on it. Like, that's the America we live in right now. We will find, and then those 80% will get real mad at the 20%. How dare you say that about Deion's mom? I'm going to show my support for Deion by buying $1 million in sunglasses because he handed them to The Rock, and he handed them to McAfee, and he handed them to Stephen A. Smith, and it was a free commercial on ESPN for
Scott Pelley.
Deion sunglasses.
He did not give sunglasses to Scott Pelley, did he?
I don't know.
There will be nothing more shocking on today's show than Stugotz saying that he tunes in to 60 Minutes because he needs more world leaders.
Die. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. The oceans are all burning and we're all wondering why. Let's turn on the news and find out how we're gonna die.
Horrifying climate fact of the day. The wildfire season, 5% of Canada's forest area burned down. 43 million acres of forest scorched. That's greater than the size of Florida. And it's a new record, producing 3 times as much carbon as last year's new record. The worst fire disasters, climate scientists say, are still to come. I have 2 announcements to make, the latter of which is the most important. The smaller announcement is that we have gone into business with Adam McKay. Hyperobject is going to start making stuff with us. We have a new series outside of that, Sports Explains the World, that has gotten very popular that I urge you to check out if you want some more serious, interesting storytelling. But Adam McKay, who's not working right now because of the strike, is going to come on as an intern to rival Mike Shore, our other intern, with a horrifying climate fact of the day tomorrow, because after making the movie Don't Look Up, which was Netflix's most popular movie, telling everybody, holy we are bleeped, he has gone climate crazy because he knows all of the science behind this, and he goes to bed at nights, and he knows the horrors that are coming, and he's terrified, and he's gone full-blown crazy. So he's leaving Hollywood to intern over here during the strike, and he's going to have a horrifying climate fact of the day. That's one announcement.
All right.
The larger announcement, because it's tough to get space here, but this has been earned. Jessica has had her F1 minute upgraded to an F1 2 minutes.
Get out of here.
Yes, it has
Wow.
been. It has been promoted.
Congratulations.
It has been doubled in size.
Wait, I just edited this thing down to 75 seconds. Shout out to Aaron Rodgers. And now you're telling me I had 2 whole minutes?
Okay, so it's been upgraded to 75 seconds, from 60 seconds to
Congrats.
75 seconds.
I think I can do it in 75.
15-second upgrade, though.
Are you ready to do it right now? Because it was a big weekend, so big that it's burgeoning and bursting outside of the singular minute that it used to have.
I think I can do it in 75 seconds, but we'll see, Dan. I'm ready to go. I've been writing this the entire first 2 hours of the show. Have no idea what we talked about. I fed Stugotz a line about Anwar Sadat. That's all I know.
Right. Thank you for that, by the way. Are you saying that next week she has to have 2 minutes prepared?
How many world leaders could you name?
Sadat, and only because Jess told me. I mean, but if you're 60 minutes, give me a world leader. Give me someone who's curing cancer. Give me something besides Deion Sanders. I mean,
Just it doesn't make sense that you would have that take.
it doesn't make sense that 60 Minutes would have who Pat McAfee had on his show 3 times.
They
It
cover
doesn't.
they cover sports sometimes. It's not that weird.
They had 60-minute sports. They did away with it. They did. They had it. Cover it there.
Well, they can't. They went away with it. Yeah.
Exactly. No one tunes into 60 Minutes for sports. That's it. That's my point.
He's on to something there.
You see?
I want to know what the audience thinks when I think 60 Minutes. Can anything age with grace?
No.
Nothing. It's not possible. Is Cowherd 0-8 with his blazing 5 picks this year?
I think he started 0-8, yeah.
He
I think
started
has
0-5. I don't know how he did this weekend.
Dan, we were watching the Belichick and Saban dynasties, and you're talking about Belichick needing to trim his eyebrows. That doesn't sound very graceful to me.
I mean, he does need to trim his eyebrows, though. He's at that age. He's
going through it, Dan. He's going through a breakup. He lost Brady also. Like, things are just...
I thought that's the breakup you were
What if he
talking
gets all
about.
jacked because
I
of the
wish I could
breakup?
have rewritten that in my head, honestly.
What if Belichick gets into great shape after the breakup? Like just chiseled Belichick.
Golden Bachelor Belichick.
Ooh, that's a great idea.
I don't know how I feel about Golden Bachelor.
Well, let's talk about it.
I want to check it out, but I don't know. I just don't know how to feel about it.
Why?
Because do you know what we're talking
Old
about?
people
I absolutely do, yes.
Old people.
He's been watching ABC, Chris.
No one knows network TV like I
He
do.
no longer wants to watch 60 Minutes because he wants world leaders instead of Deion Sanders. So you know who's gotten his viewing? The Golden Bachelor promos. Belichick would rule on that, but I think the reason that everyone winced there is because this Golden Bachelor is a step away from old people having sex, which I don't think any of us want to be spending a lot of time thinking about.
Speak for yourself.
Some
You
of
guys
us.
hate old people around here.
Well, this is part of the problem, I would say. Yeah, well, that's true. Our communities for elderly people are riddled with promiscuity and STDs. I believe South Florida is more sexually active in the old community than any other old community. I don't believe that anywhere in America you will find more old people having sex than Century Village and all of its ilk.
That's where it goes down. You're right, Century Village, man.
No, and it's not just, it's been reported as fact. There are STD problems because the old people are having a lot of sex. But you put it in a tuxedo and you put it on network television and you make it the Golden Bachelor with Belichick.
We need to stop outcasting old people to the corners of our society when they're being harmless, not when they're voting on human rights. But when they're just out there casually dating, headgear picks, show me the old people.
Are they being harmless, though, when there are that many STDs, when our elderly communities are littered with swinging?
Dan, I have always said practice safe sex. It doesn't matter who you are or what age. Practice safe sex. Don't spread STDs. I've always said that.
She's always said that.
But I'm saying in the context of the Golden Bachelor, let the old guys get it on. Let the old men and women get it on. Let's not
How they
shame
want
old
to.
people.
Right.
Well, that's what Chris Cody is saying. He's uncomfortable.
Nothing. Right.
No, I'm just saying.
sex.
If it was, I'm just saying. I'm just unsure, guys. Don't put me. Don't put me out there. Don't make me feel bad about questioning this. It's just I'm kind of out on The Bachelor in general, so I just don't know if this is enough to get me back in.
Yeah, but it's a new spin on The Bachelor.
This is a second chance at love,
Right.
Chris.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. You're never too old to find love.
Looking for a partner to share your sunset years with. Who wouldn't want that?
What are you reading from?
I was just reading a quick blurb about the Golden Bachelor.
Worth noting, I've never watched The Bachelor.
Chris Cody, let's play the sound of the way a coach should behave after a loss and a way a coach shouldn't behave after a loss. Stugotz, there were some teams that had really bad Sundays. The Bears, the Bengals. The Bengals offense is still super constipated.
The Broncos.
The Giants started the season with the single worst 6 quarters in the history of football to open a season.
60-0.
60-0 down, and then rallied the Giants to beat the tanking Arizona Cardinals. Produced their greatest comeback since 1949. because the Giants can't come back from down 21. Never come back from 21 down. But they rallied somehow.
Mm-hmm.
But the football of the day yesterday was being played by other teams. And the Chargers are now 0-2.
God, they're annoying.
Yeah.
Why are they annoying?
So is Tennessee, by the way.
They're just one of those teams. It's like, you should be better than this. And I'm kind of glad that they're not because of the whole Tua Herbert thing. God, they're annoying.
He's a Chargers fan.
Let's be honest, Chris. We had the Chargers.
I did.
Yes.
Chargers get off to the lead you expected when you bet that, 11-0, and then they lose at the end because Tennessee is going to Tennessee. All things here are run through the prism of, did Chris Cody lose while at Disney ice skating watching Western Michigan, Iowa, 35-10.
But the Chargers are annoying because you watch them and you see that quarterback and you see their wide receivers. Now, Eckler was out, but when he's in, you see that running back and you say to yourself, man, I wish I had those guys.
And they lost a couple of one-score games, and Brandon Staley is very close. He's past notice. He's buckoing with Billy because he's done with Brandon Staley. Here he is after the loss.
I'm not worried about the Jacksonville loss. The Jacksonville loss hasn't carried on to the season whatsoever. If you've seen our training camp or you've seen the way we played in the first 2 games, it hasn't had an impact on our team whatsoever. Our team is connected. Our team has played its heart out in 2 games, and we've lost 2 tough games. But it has nothing to do with the Jacksonville game. And if you ask anyone in our locker room, it has nothing to do with the Jacksonville game. And that's just the truth. It's a convenient storyline for you and for everybody else, but it's not the truth. We've lost 2 tough games, but the guys in that locker room, the men in that locker room, they are finishers, and they have what it takes, and we're excited to prove ourselves. Yeah, we just lost a game in overtime, Jeff. So how do you think the mood is? How do you think the mood is? How do you think it is? It's tough. It's tough. It's a tough group in there. There's a lot of pride in that room, okay? And we put a lot into this, and we got a good football team. And so we've lost 2 tough games. We've got to bounce back, learn from our mistakes, and be ready for Minnesota.
It's week 2, man. That's a pressurized job.
That is a guy who's feeling the pressure, and now we go to a guy, Man Campbell. After a loss, you take accountability for your actions, and you eat it. And you wear it, play the clip.
Stings, and those guys are disappointed. I'm disappointed. The staff is, but my gosh, man, this is good. You know, we'll get a little humble pie here, and we got a real good opponent coming in next week.
Love humble pie.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all I need.
Yep.
You're overthinking it, Staley.
And sometimes a loss is good. You're right.
Have a bite of humble pie, and that's all you need.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to never call a reporter out by name.
Right.
It's always a bad look for you.
That's the
all right,
difference.
Jim.
That right there is the difference.
How do you think it feels?
We
just lost. Yeah, you lost because of you.
Okay. The difference in that sport between 1-1 and 0-2 is right there. Campbell, I've only lost 1, so I can have humble pie. If it were 0-2, Campbell would be weeping and talking to you about how much it hurts the way that his last couple of seasons have started.
He's been 0-2 before.
I feel like Dan Campbell's good at crying.
Yep.
Like, he knows, like, I'm not too tough to cry. I could cry, and he's a good crier.
He lets the lip go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Quivers.
Mm-hmm. Cries bullets.
You think that Dan Campbell is a lip?
I don't think that he's a lip quiver. I think that he's a big snort while crying guy. He like, and then just like a big one like that, you know?
Knows how to sell it.
Clears the loogie out of his throat.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more like an engine sort of leaking oil down his face, and he's like, I'm crying. See there? I've got tears.
No, that's Staley, the robot.
I care.
My eyes are
"Quote
leaking."
unquote defensive genius.
Wait a
giving up the
minute.
most points in the
No,
AFC.
Campbell has a way of coming off genuine. He really does. It's a gift. It's amazing.
Lip quivering, sobbing is how you have it? You sound like Hannibal Lecter before he masturbated in the prison cell. We all cared about Takeo Spikes at the same moment yesterday, right?
It's weird.
As a nation. As a nation, we were like, you got to treat your legends better than that. When they've got a neck big enough to have a foreign government on it and they've given it to the Bills cause, you can't give him obstructed view seats at a Bills game.
I'm not certain he's a legend. I think it starts there. Like, why are we having Takeo Spikes Day?
I mean, he's kind of sitting exactly like if that suite's maybe bigger. If he goes a little more left, there's like a wide open view.
It's
like,
obstructed view, Chris.
No.
That's still a suite.
Even if Takeo Spikes just showed up and it wasn't his day, you treat him better than that. The guy had like 1,000 tackles for you.
I love how in the picture he's looking at like the block. He's really selling it for this photo as if he has to stare at the seats the whole time.
Why are stadiums even designed like this?
That's why they're building a new one.
Chris Cody, I have just sent you the telephone number for Takeo Spikes.
No.
Would you please call him so that we can talk to him about those seats and why it is? And Stugotz saying that he's not a legend. If you're going to have Takeo Spikes Day...
You have his number? I mean,
I don't think that. If he's not a legend,
flexing, showing
it
that you
can't
have
be
his
a look
number?
at me, Louie, if it's not a look at me legend. You just said he wasn't impressive enough to get legendary status from you.
I wouldn't have said it if I'd known you had his number. I mean, I didn't know he
that's
was
what
coming
you're
on
doing.
today, right?
That's what you're doing.
I didn't wake up today thinking Takeo Spikes was coming on with us.
Well, we felt bad for him at the same time because if you're going to have Takeo Spikes Day, you got to have seating that allows him to see the game without obstructed view. I think you can question whether or not he's a legend. I'm here to tell you that if you're going to have a day for him, those need to be better seats for him. I think that's fair to say. I think everybody would agree with that.
How about he just used to play for you? He showed up to a game. Give him something better than obstructed view. That's all I'm saying.
That's all anyone was saying,
All right.
I feel like. And
With or without the day. Like if Scott Norwood shows up, give him good seats.
What is the opposing viewpoint here? That this view is fine? It's terrible. It's like those seats at Wrigley Field where you show up and you're behind a pole.
I think the opposing viewpoint, what we're debating is whether or not, or at least I am.
No one is debating it except Stugotz, who has said he is not a legend, who doesn't deserve a legendary day. It's a strange thing. It's not the right way to go with this, but Stugotz can always be counted on for such nonsense.
Let's see if he's going to join us or not. And then, let's just hold on, and then I'll continue with the take if he's not coming on.
We will see if we can find him. But, Chris, in the interim, because we were talking about things that are annoying, like the Chargers, and Brandon Staley is feeling it. It is amazing, the lack of perspective in that sport. You go 2 weeks in, you're playing for your job. Your guys just lost in a way that's debilitating. And now the reporters are asking you questions about, hey, boy, genius, you look grayer than the last time that we talked to you. You're aging by the week on your face. You look gaunt. You look thin because it seems unpleasant. But Dan Campbell just grits his way 2 ventis at a time, double espressos through the madness. Because what these people do is crazy. We were talking about the Chargers being annoying. You know who else is annoying? Chris Cody when watching football games.
I'm the worst. And you guys, I feel like all of us with what we do for a living, you guys are probably the same version that I am with your friends. I like to predict what the football penalty is before the ref announces it. And it's
out loud.
Yes, out loud. And there's sometimes it's really easy to do it. If there's a group of refs and you see one guy come in and do the holding sign, that's child's play.
Wait, that's not predicting. That's you seeing the sign and knowing what the sign is.
That's what I'm saying. That's not what I do. Because I think some people might hear that and be like, well, yeah, if you see that motion, that's easy. I'm talking about I could tell you what the penalty is based off what ref throws the flag. If it's over on the sideline, we clearly have offsides. Someone was lined up offsides. If it's from the back, it's defensive.
But you want to
holding.
tell the room that a play's coming back before the room knows it.
Well, definitely I want to be the first person to say flag. Like if I see that there was a flag
That's
thrown.
coming back.
Yeah, that's up and up, guys, flag.
That's coming back. No score.
So there's that move. That's my favorite move. But then the deeper step on that is saying exactly what the penalty is before it's been called.
Right.
There's nothing but defensive holding. We're good, guys. Good play. Or a free play if a guy gets a little offside.
If he jumps,
free
yeah.
play.
Yeah, right.
I'm not like proud of any of this. It's just I can't help myself. I have to do it.
Do you shout free play if the defense? Do you shout at your television free play when the defense is jumped offside?
There's certain things you have to yell when you're watching a football game. Free play is one of them. Flea flicker, you have to yell flea flicker when there's a flea flicker. That is hard to say 5 times fast. Yeah. You have to yell ball when there's a fumble. You have to point and yell ball.
It's out. I go, it's out.
Well, but you guys, you too, I don't know whether others are more annoying than you, but Chris and Jessica are both shout at the television when Bradley Chubb is chasing you. Ball security.
Well, that one, I want the fumble to happen. When my guy has the ball in the open field, I'm always, hold it. Hold the rock. Here he comes. Hold it. Come on, don't fumble. Like, because I'm always afraid of, you have a big play and then it's undone with a fumble.
Miss it? Do you shout miss it or make it at field goal attempts?
No, I as soon as it leaves the foot, I'm telling you whether it's in or not.
It's good.
That's good. Nope, it's fading right.
Billy, what are your thoughts here as you look on and discuss?
You're just observing. You're just calling what you see exactly.
Yeah, but you have to be the first one to do it.
I think that's why he's saying it's annoying.
But
it's annoying.
The no-nots appreciate me.
No, but you're showing off. It's like I do it all the time, too. When I'm watching games with my wife, I'm like, that's a hold. And I'm just showing off. And she's like, how'd you know that was a hold? I'm like, it's always a hold.
Knowing if it's an offsides or a false start.
Yes. Ooh, how about this? Knowing if it's offsides or encroachment.
They move first.
Right.
There's no way you know if it's offsides or encroachment.
Yeah.
I hate when you have the free play and they don't call, and they call the play dead. It's like, no, you got to let him go there.
Right.
Give him that
you
free
took away
play.
my free play. Yes.
That.
I believe that I have been more pathetic in this regard than you guys in a way that might be surprising, in that I would trick my grandfather, who didn't know or understand from Cuba ESPN Classic. So I'd come in and be like, Leyritz is going to hit one over the fence here on Wohlers.
He thought he was watching
it live. He thought he was watching a live game, a live World Series game. I'm like, no, I've watched the way he's pitching him inside. Leyritz has him timed. Watch this. It's going to be on this pitch. He's going to hit a home run to left.
I'm so proud of you,
The
man.
disdain for the elderly in this room is really astounding to me.
It's such a heady play.
It's a whole move.
You know what I did yesterday by accident? Because you're saying that you know what's going to happen because it already happened. Yesterday, I accidentally sat on the remote and rewound like 20 seconds. Right? So I was over at my parents' house and my brother-in-law was there. And I just happened to look at my phone that had Red Zone on. And I saw that there was like an 80-yard touchdown for the Jets. But then I'm looking at the TV and I'm like, the score is different. And then I quickly realized, oh, this is because I sat on the remote and I accidentally changed it and rewound a little bit. But I didn't want to admit that out loud. But I knew a big play was going to come and then people would enjoy watching the big play because it was a huge touchdown. So I was just like, kind of like hinting like, oh, why don't you look at the TV? Something big is going to happen here. You know what I mean?
Wait, is that I'm talking out of the side of your mouth with like?
I was just trying to figure out a way to like gesture over, like pay attention.
Like you're a pitcher at a mound visit.
Need a big one here.
There's going to be a big game. Exactly right. I was trying to just get like my brother-in-law to look at the TV, knowing that a big play was coming by the Jets. So then I was walking. I was like, oh, and I was like doing it as the play was unwinding. But it was more because I had like Benna that I accidentally rewound, and then I was like, "How do I now fast forward to get everything live?"
That's
because
the
someone will
of what
figure
we're
it out.
Talking about though, Chris is trying to show people that he knows about a holding before they do.
Yeah,
you actually know. Could have tricked everyone like I tricked my grandfather, but instead you talked out of the side of your mouth, scared.
Yeah, because someone at some point was going to wonder, how did we end up so far back? And then they were going to trace it back to me. Now, I could blame a dog or a kid or whatever, right? But I don't want to do that because then you hate the dog or the kid for life.
I do the similar thing with the Red Zone channel where I try to like predict. I'm like, oh, they would never show a play. This is a turnover here. They would never show a team in their own red zone, like the opposite red zone. Like I like to. Up punt return. They don't show punt. They must block this punt here. I have to tell people what's going to happen on a play.
What's the upside of this?
People thinking that I'm really cool.
But the downside is that everybody hates you.
Everyone thinks you're really annoying.
He doesn't care.
Telling you, people are always texting me, Chris, come over. We don't know what we're watching.
No, the upside is worth the downside, Chris. It is.
Red zone is fairly predictive though, because if they show you a situation and like
not everyone knows this,
if
Jess.
they show you someone punting, you know there's about to be a blocked punt, or if they show something like happening in the backfield.
Otherwise, they wouldn't show it, but not everyone knows it.
You're thinking things that you know everyone knows. I'm telling you, the common folk, they don't know this.
That is
just let it go to red zone. Say block punt.
That is a funny skit.
Something's gonna happen here.
A funny skit.
Happen here, Jim.
Of putting on a video camera on Chris Cody yesterday, right as the ball's in the sky being punted to the Bengals. And he just waddles up to the television as a know-it-all.
I did that one. Like, literally.
And watch this. They wouldn't be showing a punt to the Bengals unless it's an 81-yard return. And then he's the most popular person at the party.
I'm telling you, something's happening here.
Right. Something's happening. Right. Because it could be a fumbled punt. Correct.
They would not just show this for no. They don't
something.
share.
It's not
this is
just
not a fair
look,
catch, folks. This is not a fair catch.
Something's happening
This
here.
is not a coffin corner kick that goes out of bounds uneventfully. This is not a 3-yard return either, my friend.
Unless it goes out like right at the one, they might show that.
There is something pivotal. This way approaches. I'm a football expert. And then you put your fists on your hips, and everyone at the party loves you.
Scurry away.
That's another thing you have to say if you're watching football and there's a good punt. Big boot.
Yeah.
Big leg.
Yeah. What if this was Romo's trick the entire time? Is that the game is delayed by like 8 seconds? So he's actually calling it. He doesn't have the delay. He's actually seen what has happened. So he's broadcasting in real time because they trust him. He's not going to curse. And they make him look like a genius the entire time.
Give me the music, Chris Cody, for the now promoted F1 minute that's longer than a minute.
I wore my Ferrari sweatshirt for a reason today, folks. So you know something big is happening. The Formula One Minute is back in September. We're in Singapore. Red Bull has won every race in 2023. Well, the streak end today is a conspiracy afoot. How will Ferrari blow it this time? It's lights out, away we go. Lewis Hamilton careens off the track but rejoins the pack. Yuki's Tsunoda's race comes to an end on lap 1, but no safety car is deployed. Hamilton lets George Russell and Lando Norris through, even though Max Verstappen starts making moves from the middle of the group. Charles Leclerc is ordered to slow down the pack while Carlos Sainz stays out front. Logan Sargent has damage. Safety car, everyone pits except the Red Bulls and Valtteri. Ferrari double stacks and Leclerc gets stuck. Russell overtakes Verstappen and Norris passes Perez. Red Bulls are being passed everywhere. The front of the pack is running within 5 seconds of each other, but Esteban Ocon stops and a virtual safety car is called. On lap 45, Mercedes pits. Watch out! New tires. The Mercs are fast and they're closing in. Hamilton overtakes Leclerc. Only 8 laps to go. The front 4 are all within DRS range. 1 lap to go. Russell's closing in on Norris and he crashes into the wall.
No.
Carlos Sainz Ferrari cruises into the finish in first place. The Red Bull streak has ended. Lando Norris's finishes in second. It's a Carlando 1-2 finish and Lewis Hamilton takes third place in Singapore.
Oh,
man.
Jesus, I think you kept that to a minute somehow. You didn't need the promotion. You didn't need any more. That's a lot you covered there. A lot happened. The most surprising thing is Red Bull didn't win. Verstappen didn't win.
The streak is over. Verstappen lost. They had no pace this weekend. No one knows why. Very strange. Maybe something to do with the ride height. Maybe a conspiracy afoot. Who's to say? Not me.
How do you feel about getting it expanded and promoted and going forward more than a minute?
I mean, I do a minute because you let me have a minute. If you let me have 70 seconds, maybe I'd start making them a little bit longer, if you know what I mean.
How about 2 minutes, though?
Well, now we're talking
too
crazy.
Settle down, everybody.
That's crazy.